Welcome to the Rockhound Podcast. This week, Theo's back, and he's back from an awesome adventure, and we're going to go ahead and take it away. So let's go down with our introductions. Karen?
Okay. And that means a warm welcome to all of you out there. Thank you so much for being here. And I think that we have a few extras because lo and behold, there's 700 of you beautiful subscribers out there that are joining us. Thank you so much. And so where are you joining us from? We'd like to know. And I am joining us from Ozone Fine Art Ventures here on the breezy, rainy Oregon coast.
Welcome. Kurt?
And my name is Kurt with Rock.Hounding.Adventures out here in western Colorado. And it's kind of rainy, kind of snowy right now. So, yeah.
Cold over there.
It's very cold. Theo?
Oh, we're waiting on me. My name is Mark Rober, and my channel is not that Rock Mark Rober.
I can work with that. and then I'm Mal Kyle with World of Rockhounds, and I'm also from Oregon. It's we've got a little bit of a cold weather has approached finally. So
I forgot to mention that. Yeah, we got like 2 feet of snow here in Montana. So. No, not nice. It's awful. I hate it.
I know. I totally agree. We're supposed to get that tonight or something like that.
Which means
winter.
Which means
in Colorado, you guys get winter too. Sorry, Kyle.
I was saying, which means if you're listening and if you have not weatherized your house yet, do it now. Because a simple $1 foam cover is going to save you hundreds of dollars from broken pipes. So go do that right now. Well, after the podcast, but then go do it.
But only if you live in those areas where you get the cold weather moving in.
Yeah, you probably don't have to worry if you're in Florida.
Yeah, Texas, Florida.
Don't snowproof your house if you live in Florida.
But you do have to hurricane-proof your house. So
yeah. It's a different beast entirely.
It is. A horse of a different color.
Well, that's our introductions. So, Karen, if you'd do the shout-outs so kindly.
Yeah. So again, 700 viewers. That's a reason to shout. Thank you so much. You're fabulous.
Thank you.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Tell that friend to tell a friend.
And share it on your social media.
Yes. Thanks for getting us this far. And speaking of social media, thanks so much to Kelsey last week, KDarn89 on all the social media platforms for coming to the show. It was amazing. And one of the interesting side effects was that in the chat, we had all these TikTokers or Rock Talkers that they call themselves. And so there was like a whole nother dimension of the community. So thank you guys for joining us. That was a total blast. Hope that you come back. I have a feeling that some of those new subs that we have are from the other social medias. So
welcome.
Come one, come all. Yeah.
Come
welcome to the dark side of YouTube. And speaking thereof, also in the chat was another mom. I just love this community that, moms and grandparents and kids can come and be in the chat with the guests. And so Kim Harp, thanks so much for hanging out. And she was reminiscing about rock hounding and how proud she is of Kelsey as well. And moving on, currently Rock Hounding was anticipating our Rosie O'Donnell show featuring the rock tumbling and how to do it for Rosie. Thank you, Jared. Great idea. Why don't you give her a call? And also, he was suggesting, I had thrown out a question about what do people do with their slabs, once you become like slab addicted and you're sawing everything in sight. And he suggested the big cowboy belt buckles, that we should bring them back on Vogue for using all those cabs.
Yeah.
So,
hey, they're still a thing in Montana. They haven't gone anywhere in Montana.
they never went out in Montana. Go
They're
Montana
still here.
for holding strong. That's great. So thank you for that, Jared. And we asked a question of our audience last week. That was fun. After the Thanksgiving special, we were asking, well, now what do you want? Now you know what you're thankful for, but what's on your list for your studio or for the holidays? And that was interesting because it sounds like the inside of my brain, and I'll bet you guys as well. I don't know if you had a chance to read those, and we didn't hear from Theo nor Kurt, so you guys might have to throw yours in at the end of this list. But Rock and Road Rockhounding, I get that one wrong every time, wanted an air scribe. Yes, right? Doesn't everybody want one? And then also suggested to Kellison that yeah. I want 2.
Dual wheel.
Yeah.
I'd have to get a second compressor though.
Yeah, like dueling compressor. Imagine the din.
Oh gosh, it would be so loud. I'm thinking about how noisy one is.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All your neighbors are like, serious, please, no more fossils for you.
Yeah.
So she also was talking about how the Kelsey's fossils, the net-like ones that she was describing in her show and tell, might be bryozoans, and I agree. And also, so does Dustin, and so does Theo, because he's nodding his head.
So does Theo.
Yep. All right. So 3 rock minds.
Yep.
It's unanimous. Michelle loved Kelsey, but basically everybody wanted to put love out for Kelsey first before they commented. So much love. And then she wanted a rotary tool or Dremel and lots of attachments. And again, heck yeah. Like you can't not have one of those.
Yep.
I'd love one of those.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think that each one of us has like some element missing from our own quiver, and so these definitely hit all the nerves. So Greg wants a camper, and that's another one I would love to have as well. Loved Kelsey's words of wisdom as well. Had a little story on our comments you can go read about getting into rock hounding. Now he has a claim, and so that's super cool. I love stories like that. Julie wants a shed and a slab saw, and not just any slab saw, but a Drogan. And so if you don't know what that is, go watch Montana Rock Mom, and she'll show you her big saw, rock devourer, and a 10-inch saw. So that sounds like a familiar setup to me, actually. Big saw and a 10-inch. Yeah, that's a good recipe for disaster, let me tell you. Mary Beth dreams about a cab king. Those of us that don't have one of those, like, yeah, I'd love to rub my knuckles raw on one of those. She has a faceting machine, but she says, Karen, I don't know how to use it. Well, Theo actually does. And hopefully one of these days, very soon, I will also be able to help you.
I have a faceting video if she wants to watch that.
Watch the faceting video of Theo's, Mary Beth. All right.
It's like bare bones rundown, but yeah, it's a way easier process than it seems like. Faceting is super intimidating until you actually start doing it, and then it's like, oh, this is easy.
Theo is going to show you down the path, so definitely go check that out.
More faceting coming very soon, actually.
Ooh, okay. Well, I'm going to be studying those as well. Yay. Okay. And so Claude wants a flat lap and a 10-inch saw. That sounds like several of us in the room as well. You can change the world with that for sure. I mean, that's really, if you think about it, like those two things, you are off to find and completion, start to finish big time. Patrick, Roof Fortress, Darius, Lola, Greek Explorers, Rock and Roll Rockhound. See, that's the one that I keep on switching with the other one. And Lisa, all dug it. And so Kurt and Theo, what do you want? What do you need?
Well, the rotary tool that you mentioned a minute ago, I'd love to get one of those. So that way I can prep some fossils that I've collected out in Kentucky and Vermont and so forth. And other than that, probably like a bigger, like a 10-inch saw of the sort. And
Santa, are you listening?
And a van as well. So like, yeah. Yeah.
My words of wisdom last week were basically, ask big, dream big, yeah. And so go for it, Kurt. Yeah, let's get that trifecta for you.
Yeah.
That's a super realistic one too with the rotary tool, because those cost way less than something like a flat lap or a
Mhm.
trim saw or something like that. Like you can realistically get a really, really good rotary tool for not very much when compared to other tools. Like, yeah.
Yeah, with all the attachments. That's
Yeah,
what I liked
exactly.
about the who was that? Up there, Michelle. Yeah, she was like, and all the attachments. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep. And
Yeah.
everything that comes with.
How about you, Theo?
That's a hard question. I actually, as soon as I got a 14-inch slab saw a while back, and we finally got it up and running. I just need to order a new blade for it. And that was like my big one, was I need something that I can cut slabs with. So, I mean, I would like a Drogon also, but I'm in a weird
Doesn't
position
everybody?
where, yeah, exactly. Where I'd like some like brand new stuff. I would like a cabbing machine, but I also have something on the way soon, which will be, super, super nice for cabbing, which, hint, hint, we'll be talking about that next week. So yeah, I mean, it's like one of those convenience things where it's like, I actually have pretty much everything I want right now. I've got my fastening machine, which doubles as a flat lap. I've got my air scribe for the fossils, my rotary tool for a huge variety of stuff, and my angle grinder for the wood carving stuff. Like maybe like 5 more tumblers, so I don't have to wait quite as long to get through all my cut rocks.
Five
or
more
some
tumblers.
yeah. My thing as far as equipment would be like, maybe not so much equipment, but like cheaper rocks. Like send me a bunch of opals.
Oh yeah. Right. So if anybody out there has orphaned opals,
Yeah, I will happily adopt your opals.
And Kurt and Kyle.
Yeah, no, it's like, I think my arsenal is pretty rounded. It's just some of it is not in like tip top shape because it's older. So I guess, yeah, that as far as equipment goes, it's more just like quality of life, I have my nice fastening machine, but it would be nice to have like a brand new fastening machine that isn't like 30 years older than I am.
Yeah. They don't make them like they used to.
Yeah.
Some of the old ones are the best.
No, they don't, dude.
Yeah.
The whole thing is cast iron.
That's so cool.
My fastening machine probably weighs like 50 pounds. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
And
it's
they're so
not
dainty.
big. It's not a big
They don't
machine.
look, they don't
exactly.
look like they look like they should mix bread or something in the kitchen, or they're just a small machine. But yeah, yours sounds like a beast.
It is. Yeah, it is. Seriously, it's bomb proof.
Yeah, those things are made to last.
Yeah, absolutely.
Theo knows.
So really quick, there's a
put
question.
that through some pain.
Nice. There's a question for the viewers for in the comments for this week, and this is something that came up on Discord. I guess it's the Discordians or something like that we're talking about it, and they had like a sweet spot of time in which they like to have a video be like, some people preferred like over 20 minutes and some people under 10, and so we would love to hear what you have to say about like how long should a video be. Obviously our podcasts are quite long, and so perhaps we have a biased audience, but I would love to hear what you think as far as normal creators on YouTube, TikTok, whatever platform. How long is a good video? Throw that in the comments for us, and those are the shouts.
Yeah, thank you for that. And that is a loaded question, by the way.
Isn't it?
It is.
And we went around in circles a bit on the Discord, and y'all need to come and join us on that as well.
I've been meaning to. I saw that question, and
I saw it too.
When I have time, I'll go in there and I'll answer it a little bit more.
It's a tricky question.
It is tricky
because it's not a universal thing either. Like some channels, so I kind of shot myself in the foot because I slowly kept getting like longer hunts. So now I always shoot for 18 to 20 minutes on my videos. So now I have trained my audience, and if I post a 12-minute video, nobody watches it because it's like, oh, nothing special happens in this.
They feel gypped.
So I am trapped at 18 to 20 minutes, and it's like I would love to do it, shorter or longer, but I won't deal. Like the videos just get ignored if it's anywhere outside of that time slot.
I just post what I want.
That's what I
just do what I want.
I mean, so I recently cleaned up my computer a bit and got rid of like a bunch of like videos and footage. I've been going through SD cards and just wiping things out. I came across my first 3 videos and all the recording clips, and I'm like, I could keep this and re-edit it to where it's a little bit shorter, but I'm like, no, if I'm gonna redo this, I'm just gonna completely redo it from scratch, because those videos were long, and I don't. It's hard because like I wouldn't mind posting longer content, but when you're trying to grow, sometimes when longer content can be harder to keep viewer retention. And yeah, there are viewers out there, and I'm super grateful for the ones that have mentioned it that do like the longer content. And I'm working on a way to, for example, if I'm going to do a cutting and polishing video and the video is like maybe 10 minutes long, if they want to see the longer version where it's like 30 minutes to 40 minutes depending, I can post a link to an unedited, like where it's not fast forwarded, to us unlisted video. So for those that do want to watch it, can watch it, and it's not really out there, so it doesn't really ruin the the analytics side of things. That's my answer.
Good answer. What about you, Kurt?
It's a good answer. My time frame, I try and shoot for between 15 to 20 minutes max. And if it's like a polishing or rock hunting video, because for like the rock hunting videos, I like to put in as much scenery as possible because it's just really relaxing and beautiful to see. But also
good
with finding the rock hunts. But I'm also trying to work on shortening my videos just because it just takes so long to edit, especially when you're editing from a cell phone.
I can't even imagine.
So
there's that degree of wizardry in that.
I've been trying really hard to make my videos about 10 to 15 minutes, and so forth. So I think it really depends on like the crowd that your viewer base is looking for.
That's exactly, you worded it way better than I did earlier. It doesn't depend on the channel. It depends on that channel's audience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly what I was meaning by that. Because I used to always shoot for 10 minutes. 10 minutes was like the gold standard in the first year and a half of my channel. And I also didn't really do rock hunts at that time though. So the more I started doing rock hunts, it's like, oh, well, we got to show as many finds as we can. So it slowly kept getting longer and longer. And now I am trapped.
That's another thing is like when you're out rock hounding. I cannot say that for some reason. Showing your finds at the very end. I've noticed a lot of people like that. Like my last video I just posted, it was from, I want to say early September. And I guess I didn't video my rock finds at the end. I just threw them out in the rock garden. And so I was actually looking for them yesterday, and I found a few of them, but I didn't have that footage in that video. And I noticed a lot of people commented on it and would like to see the find. So adding that to your videos, if you're making rock hunts, it's really nice to be able to see all your finds cleaned up at the very end.
Yep. I do that every video. Because they look a lot different when you get them back home and have everything wrapped up. And if you're fossil hunting, seeing them all prepped, or even some like, you get that creek scum off of those rocks, and it's a different rock.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so I always do shop close-ups.
That, and like also like one of the I think it's chert that I found in the video. It just looks like a piece of banded chert, but last night I was looking at it underneath like my microscope thing, and just with the flashlight at different angles, there's a few different other minerals that are attached to that stone, which you couldn't see in the video. I think there's some like silver ore, a little speck of it attached to one corner of it, and then in a little like pocket, there's some really micro green crystals formed. And I was going to use that as my show and tell, but I couldn't get a clear shot of those green crystals. So I'll save that for another time.
We'll look forward to it.
Yeah.
So, how was everyone's weeks and current projects, future projects, etc.? Theo, would you like to go first? Or should we say it? Should we save? I mean, we're saving part of yours for show and tell for sure, but
That works. That's fine. You just tell me what to do, boss. I'm just here.
Aside from your show and tell, what else have you been working on this week?
Oh, actually, I have to. The second we're done with this, I'm running to the computer so that I can start editing, because it was a simple concept for a video that turned into a much larger project than I ever expected. The funny thing is, it wasn't even that like intense, right? It took like 2 days. But that being said, yeah, it's like 230 clips.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it turned into a massive video, and I don't know how. And it's like, okay, so I mean, it comes out soon anyway, so I'm fine with telling the podcast crew, all of you viewers at home, you guys get sneak peeks, so I'm good with that. So I decided in a recent video that I was going to make, I made Amolite, like worked with Amolite, and I told everyone that if they wanted to see Amolite being cabbed, then to leave a comment, and I would do that. Pretty much everyone was like, yeah, absolutely do that. So I started to do it, and I realized this is going to be a very short video. It's a very quick process. It's like 5 minutes. So I figured, let's make some Amolite cabs and take one, the nicest one, and put it in a ring. Like, we'll make a ring from scratch for that piece. And I still was like, okay, well, it's just too short. So we also made a cabochon out of Larimer and made that into a ring from scratch. And then we faceted an Oregon Sunstone and then turned that into a prong set ring from scratch. And
yeehaw, we got the whole rodeo.
Yeah. From rough to ring.
Nice.
And yeah, it's funny because none of those things are hard or time consuming. Like, all of them are very, but I started from raw with all of the rocks and then worked all the way to finished and then made the settings from scratch. So it's like really not that hard, but my gosh, there's so many steps in the process that it's like, how am I going to condense this video down to like a point where you still understand? That's tonight's headache to worry about. Anyway, though, other than that, I've been unpacking from the Floridian trip.
Nice. Well, welcome back, and we'll look forward to that.
And that's
big video.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm hoping if I can get it edited in time, it will be Saturday's video. If not, it will be next Saturday's video.
Noted.
Cool.
Who would like to go next?
Kurt.
Okay. Well, the most recent video I just posted was one out rock hounding Crystal River, just south of Carbondale, Colorado, which was pretty cool. A lot of cool stuff down there, and I want to go back soon and do it like a winter version with the snow and stuff. The only thing is, like, most of the rocks down there is like basalt and feldspar. There's not really, I found like one agate for the time I was down there, and yeah, I have that video up. And as far as like future projects, I've been, with Christmas coming up, I'm working on some Christmas presents for family, and so I decided to make a video cutting some cabs out of slabs and throwing them in the tumbler and doing it, or putting it on the flat lap and grinding down the sharp edges and corners and stuff, so I can skip the first 2 stages of tumbling. And I'm gonna try and
it saves so much time.
Yes, I got the idea from you.
Oh, really?
So, yes.
It saves so much time. It's wonderful.
And now you've shared it with all these viewers.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Do this.
If you have the means, do it. It saves so much time. It's amazing.
Yeah. I just put it on the last stage. I'm kind of rushing it. Instead of letting it tumble for about a week on stage 3, I've only let it tumble for 3.5 days, and then I just put it on for the polished stage, and I'm gonna let that run for until I think Monday or Tuesday, which is another 3 or 4 days, and then make some pendants out of those, and so forth. So yeah, it'll be interesting. And yeah, so that's my future video coming up soon, hopefully, if I get it done in time. And yeah, that's my past and future projects so far.
Nice, thank you.
Nice.
Karen.
It's always crazy, but it's even more crazy, or extra double crazy right now, just with the holiday crush. I'm sure that everybody is feeling it. Lots of orders coming in, and then of course, like you were talking about, Kurt wanting to do some special things for some special people. And so I'm now having to prioritize who's so special or not. Like, what do I have time for? Oh gosh. And so yeah, frenzy going on out, behind me as far as the making side of things. And my poor saws are downstairs weeping. Don't you love us anymore? You were here every day. And so I'm missing out on that, but doing a lot of making, and you'll see some of that in my show and tell. And of course, editing a video, catching up on some of that stuff that we did on our last trip. We went to some incredible places, and so I'm going through all of that footage and feeling you, Theo, like, how do I
condense this?
This is a feature film, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going Scorsese, and like wondering how long does somebody really want to watch? And so that's been, but I am going to post a video that it'll drop sometime this weekend. So keep an eye out for that. And that's pretty much what I've got cooking here in the studio. How about you, Kyle?
Thank you for your share. And my week's been relatively lazy. I got an awesome package, that's in my show and tell, and I did polish a piece of Fire Obsidian, sent that out Monday, and I've been dodging some questions from people that are asking if it's for sale.
That's
Is it? No, I'm kidding. You don't have to answer that.
So I've actually been trying to redirect people to go message a gentleman named Emery Coons who has a claim for Fire Obsidian, and that way they can ask him for sale stuff because he has a lot of it. It may seem like I have a lot of pieces, but I really don't. I do have some really nice, like, high flashy pieces, but I try to keep those to my collection since they're harder to get. I do have a fair amount of different examples of Fire Obsidian, so like the lower grades, the types that aren't very flashy or they just don't look like very cool, all the way up to like the super flashy stuff that I've been posting lately. So I try to keep that to my personal collection just because it's hard. Again, it's hard to get. So for anyone that has been trying to ask us if it's for sale, I'm sorry I'm dodging your questions. It's just it is what it is. But
I feel you on that regard. I get that question a lot about Ammonite. It's like, I have probably more than most people, but it's still not like, boxes of Ammonite.
But it's mine.
Yeah. I feel like it's a similar situation. Yeah. It's like, I have some that I am happy to part with, but not most of it.
If I didn't have a job of a super strapped for cash, then maybe I would consider it. But since I have a full-time job right now, I'm not strapped for cash, so I'm not in any hurry to sell my collection.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, it's a pretty lazy week. I still have some stuff I need to get polished up and get off the table there, but it's kind of a no rush thing right now, so I'm just kind of taking my time to get there when I get there. Had someone steal some stuff off our porch this week, so I installed more cameras, so that was fun.
Crazy.
Luckily, it was stuff that Amazon could replace right away. So
if you hit Kyle's house, you're going to be on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you will.
And I'm coming for you.
Right.
Sending out the hound known as Mark Rober.
You'll have some very nice video footage of you.
I'll come 2 states over to find you.
I mean, you can come over.
Oh, okay. That prospect is terrifying with the way the roads are right now. I don't know if I want to drive 2 states at the moment.
Yeah, no, be safe. Other than that, that's mine.
This spring, though, I'm coming for you.
Okay, I'll be here.
Mr. Thief, I'm coming to find you.
Get our baseball bats out.
Yeah.
Lead pipes.
Like that scene in Office Space.
Yeah.
Just
or
go ahead and get your GeoPick out.
Yeah,
that's enough. Front line of people with GeoPicks. Right, yeah. That's enough.
I don't use one though. I just have a sledge and a carpenter hammer.
What? Oh, I love my GeoPick.
I had one, but it was in the backpack that got lost with the kayak.
Oh, it went down with the
I haven't
kayak.
I haven't got
Moment of silence.
But I do have a sledgehammer, so and napped weaponry.
Yes, sledgehammer. we had like a sledgehammer fest in the chat. Yes, last week. It was hilarious. Yeah,
It's hammer time.
Sledges for the win.
Yes.
Okay. So, now that we're done with how our week was,
and rambles from Theo Kellison.
Yeah. So Theo, how was
Mark.
Oh yeah, Mark.
Mark, yeah. Sorry, I forgot already.
How was your trip?
Aren't we doing the show and tells first?
Oh gosh, yes.
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
It was good.
Pen your edit. Pen your edit here.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna leave it the way it is.
Okay.
Listen, you have to worry about it. So we are gonna do viewer show and tell today. Spoilers. So we're gonna do a couple different rounds each. We're gonna start with Karen, and then we're gonna go down the line, and we'll go back to Karen, and then go back down the line again, and then go from there. So Karen, go ahead and take it away.
Well, Dustin Finds Rocks always is coming up with a plethora of great visuals. Those of you who are on the Facebooks and other social medias, of course, YouTube's the stuff that is it Haunted Ridge? It is, right?
Yes.
He picks that, and then he hits some other areas in it's Missouri, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so he says, so here's something worthy of show and tell. This is a fossil monoplaque foreign, a primitive gastropod, or possible transition species from mollusks to cephalopods from the Middle Cambrian period. It's a snail, but it's so primitive, it doesn't have the spiral shell yet. This is by far the oldest, coolest fossil I've ever found. I wasn't even looking for fossils. I found this searching in the lace, agate, druzy, quartz, and barite area, and I found plenty of that stuff too. Big thumbs up. He has several different pictures for us to be looking at, and so you can see what I mean by he's always bringing like such incredible specimens to show us, and I am very
the coolest stuff.
Yeah, he does.
I'm totally intrigued by this that he's talking about, the monoplaque foreign. That's definitely something that I'm gonna have to look up and do a little bit more research on. Yeah. It's very intriguing. So
you guys know how I am about shells. I've got a soft spot for those gastropods.
Soft spot for gastropods. That's like a
I do.
I love it.
Right? I should make that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, all the shells that I go shelling for are gastropods. So even in modern day, I still am addicted to gastropods. So fossils is just that much cooler.
Yep.
Well,
definitely.
Speaking of gastropods, I'm getting distracted by this show and tell. Sorry.
Right, whenever we real quick, whenever we get to show and tell, I'll go grab. I have a large gastropod that I found out in Ohio. That's right out, sitting right outside the door. I'll grab it for you.
Definitely. So thank you, Dustin.
I definitely want to see that.
That was awesome. Who's next?
Kurt.
So let's see. Hold on 1 second.
The gravel inspector.
Yes, gravel inspector. He let's see. So he writes to us and says, "Here's the death plate of."
Oh, this is so cool.
Elreth. Is that pronouncing? Or am I pronouncing that right? Erethia King 2 trilobites, which he found this last summer at one of the commercial quarries in Utah. 3 of the trilobites were attached to the opposite plate of this, or opposite plate of this one. So he extracted them and glued them to the back right side up into the original position. He said he could go back 100 times and not find another plate like this, which cool. I think, like looking at the picture, like it's truly remarkable find. Like it's
I had to pull that
so cool. I've always wanted to go out and like hunt trilobites. I've never been able to find any, and like finding a plate like that is just like mind-blowing, amazing, and like I'm super jealous of you, man. And
well, not only
that is otherworldly.
But like it's prepped. And it's prepped so nicely that he could figure out that it was Elrathia kingi, or whatever your Latin pronunciation there is. It's obvious. That is like so clean. Look at how
Yeah.
clean that is. It's
Very
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Nice job, man.
Very nice job. So thank you, Gravel Inspector, for that. And Theo, you are next with Jamie's show and tell.
Oh, I gotta scroll up. I was drooling at trilobites.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it. Oh, I gotta find it. I had it, then I was like, let's look at some trilos. All right, so Jamie, right?
Yep.
Okay. Hello, I found these at the Yellowstone River, and my research says they are septarian nodules. First, I would like your opinion, if that is correct, and secondly, if I should find someone who could slab them for me. I'm thinking it's rare to find these here in Montana, and they were all in the same rock bar, which kind of makes sense. Looking forward to hearing from you all. So, I wanted to take this question because I happen to know a thing about the Yellowstone. I have hunted the Yellowstone a few times.
What? Really?
so actually, believe it or not, you would never guess it because you really don't hear about it very often in Montana, but Montana has a lot of septarian and they range immensely in appearance. Like in the central part of the state, you'll have a red limestone with just bright neon yellow, like highlighter yellow crystal seams. Along the Yellowstone, it is common, but only in certain areas of the Yellowstone, and that's more of the gray with brown calcite that you'll see in these pictures right here. But and then in other parts of eastern Montana, you'll find almost a black gray limestone with green calcite seams. It's more of like a yellow green, but yeah. So Montana actually has a lot of septarian, which kind of makes me sad that more people don't show it love because it is some phenomenal material that takes such an amazing polish. Like I love working with Montana septarians, and those are really nice ones.
So should he get them cut?
Yes, I would say yes because they cut clean and they polish real well, like really well actually.
Nice. Well,
So that is some of my favorite material to make into eggs, gemstone eggs.
And yeah, Theo does an awesome job with those. So
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And thank you, Jamie, for your show and tell. And that comes back down to me. And I actually have two people that I'm going to cover here. So the first person is Crystal, which I actually know Crystal fairly well since she is my sister-in-law.
A plant.
Yeah. But she says, "Hello, rock hounding friends. Here are pictures of the front and back of this wolf night that I picked up at a Femme Fatale in Newport, Oregon." So, Karen's neck of the woods here.
Yeah. Cool little mystical shop.
Yeah. The stone spoke to me, and I just found it absolutely fascinating. I'd love to know more about how this kind of stone/material forms. I'm loving the podcast, and I'm so proud of Kyle. Aww.
Aww.
Yeah, right.
Aww.
No.
If if y'all can't share my stone for show and tell because I'm Kyle's family, that's totally fine. I just love swapping specimens.
Yeah, it's an instant rejection.
No.
Go on. Yeah.
Just kidding.
No, but she loves the swapping specimens with other rock nerds, and she's like, "Rock on, friends, Crystal." So
thank you, Crystal.
Thank you,
That is
Crystal.
awesome. And it's a super neat that is so fluffy. You know,
beautiful.
Yeah, they vary a lot. Some of them are gem worthy, and then others are better as like just kind of a specimen to confound the mind. And this is one of those, you know, like, wow,
Yeah.
how did you grow like that?
Yeah. And then the other person that we had was Glenna. She sent a picture of her little crystal collection. I didn't really have a whole lot to really go off of. She says to talk about a little bit, but it's basically her little crystal collection what is pretty neat. She has a nice little assortment going on and nicely arranged on the shelves. So I got the pictures up on my face or our faces.
That's a cool. She seems to be into like pillars and spheres and things like that. That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
I don't know
That's a
why
nice
the way you
collection.
just said that made me laugh so hard. I'm sorry.
It's
I
okay.
got pictures up on my face.
A little bit of accent.
Be my next tats is people's collections all over my face.
All over my face.
So again, thank you, Glenna, for your show and tell. We really appreciate your support of the podcast and showing us your collection. So that's
Yeah, those are super cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
So next we come down to Karen. You have none other than Sandmaker himself.
The Sandmaker. And so I'm going to quote, sometimes you pick up a stone and you just see a glimmer of something in it. You work on it and it starts moving in the direction that you were hoping, until finally you're done and you get to see what nature allowed you to reveal. You breathe a sigh, birds sing, the clouds part, and then all is right in the world. This is one of those pieces, and I know you guys have all had that, where you're just like, I can't believe that this piece is getting this good, before your very eyes. That's I think what keeps us all addicted. So this is one of those pieces. I wear it as a belt buckle. It is banded jasper or Nevada Wonderstone, you pick. So I guess it's called both. And it was found in northwest of Fallon, Nevada, along the shore with a long gone and ancient lake shore. I love those. I call it my desert lily, and I hope you enjoy it. And we do. That is an amazing piece. It's a super cool job.
Yeah, very beautiful.
Yeah.
That you did on that. There's all of that material down there in Nevada that is like candy. Oh shucks. I'm trying to remember the place where all of that chalcedony is. It's like Gem Valley or Gemville or something. Like, does anybody? Okay, you don't. But
It's
it
okay.
all looks. It looks like that. It looks like sherbet, or like some kind of an ice cream. Just like all of these beautiful pastel-y gemmy colors mixed together, and that's what that's reminiscent of. It's quite gorgeous.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
love that.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Sandmaker.
Thank you.
Yes,
You always
thank you
bring
very
the
much.
goods. Yeah.
And next we have Kurt with Scott's show and tell.
Yeah, so Scott from Salem, Oregon says, this is a small thunder egg from Richardson Rock Ranch Opal Egg Beds. The handful of times he went there, he never had a 4x4 vehicle to get out to, I'm guessing, to the collecting area, which is required. Then when he finally found someone to go with, let's see, the digging area was closed.
Yeah.
So he ended up buying about a 10-pound bag, which then he later cut a bunch up. And this one was a winner. He said his friend.
I know.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. His friend Andy polished it for him. He was super stoked on how it turned out. And I love how it's not just like hold on. I love how the opal coloration between the pinks and whites, they're not just going across. There's a little bit layers like on top where it shows it kind of going vertical. It just kind of, I think, helps the overall stone and gives it a really nice look to it.
Yeah, it does.
Thing is beautiful.
Yeah.
And then, sorry.
No, I was gonna say
I was just gonna say also the setting that it's in. I like how it has the nice little beads going around it. So it's very well done.
Yeah.
So yeah, the opal bed is wicked, and we never had the 4-wheel drive either, and then they closed. So I've gone to the other beds, but I never got a chance to go to the opal beds. And like, I feel like someday if I go to Richardson's and maybe cry really hard on their porch or something, like maybe maybe let me in. I want to go to the opal bed so bad. Never got a chance to do it. So
yeah.
You know what? Do you know why they closed?
I don't know the exact reason, although they would have told you firsthand any of the times in any of the years that precedes this. So the last several 5-10 years that they were tired. And so I think that things just finally became maybe not as worth it. And so they still have a phenomenal amount of rocks on their site from all over the world. Plus they still mine their own. and they know where all the good things are. And they used to be able to tell you where all the good things are, but they'll just go fetch them with their backhoes and bring them onto the site. And you can go ahead and go pick out of the, like what he did, you can go pick your own and, you know, still pay for it by the bucket and split. So, and say hi to the emu and the
Peacocks.
Peacocks. Yes, exactly. It's such a fun time. There's an emu and some peacocks. Yeah, it's super
There's
fun.
a bunch of
and
peacocks.
Chickens. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, it's very dear. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you. And then next we have Theo with Crawdad.
So, greetings, Rockhound Podcasters. Below our picks. Wait, is this the right one? Yeah, that's the right one. Okay, sorry. Anyway, below our picks of a specimen from my collection that I found in the Winnema? I'm going to say Winnema National Forest, just north of the Mountain Lakes Wilderness here in Southern Oregon. So, yeah, was I right? Is that Winnema in Southern Oregon?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yes,
You Oregon folks were supposed to help me out. You left me out.
We're fairly regional.
It's one of my older finds in that I found it clear back in the early 80s. Yes, 1980s, before half of the people in the U.S. were ever even born. It's not the most beautiful specimen in my collection, but to me, it is the most interesting and probably the most unique. I say this because though I have looked, I have never seen anything like it elsewhere. It appears to be a small basaltic lava flow tube that attached itself to tumbled rhyolite float stones as it was forming. The actual find was about twice as long as there were two pieces that fit together. It may have formed... Oh, I lost my spot. It may have formed like the lava tube caves of the... I don't have my... I can't see you guys because I have the messenger up so I can read this, and I swear Kurt was just talking to me.
No. I was telling my cat.
We're not making fun of you.
No, I know. It's a tripod.
I just hear "stop" being whispered. Like, oh, gosh. Oh, man.
Hearing voices.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Where was I? Now I lost it again. It may have formed like the lava tube caves. Wow, that's hard to say. Lava tube caves. There we go. Of the nearby 45 miles away Lava Beds National Monument. It is thought that these tubes were fast-moving surface flows that cooled with a crust on the outside surface. This crust served to insulate the inside so that the lava could continue to flow there. When the eruption stopped, the lava flowed out, leaving tubes some 25 feet in diameter and well over a mile in length.
Wow,
that's awesome.
Yeah, they say that Bigfoot gets around that way.
That makes sense.
I wouldn't doubt it. I've heard he likes volcanic flow.
Well, there are these cool hallways, like, you know, underground that he like can bebop around and stay hidden.
Bigfoot do be tunneling though.
Yeah.
But those are really incredible. And as soon as I saw those, I thought of Jared from Currently Rockhounding. Like, he would so be interested in this mini lava tube in the basalt. Like, that is so cool.
Yeah, it really is. And yeah, yeah. Sorry.
I hear you, man.
You got to wonder how many small instances there are, because you can go to several other places in the state and you can see these lava tubes, lava caves. You can crawl into them. I mean, there's really big ones. I've never seen a small one, and I've never found one. You know, like if I found my own little mini, lava tube with a caveman or Bigfoot in it, I would be pretty stoked. And so he's got one.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah.
That's super
awesome.
Cool.
Rare.
So thank you for that. He did have another show and tell kind of, but I would like to actually move it over to Kirk because I know that he has somewhere he has to be, and I'd like to hear his show and tell before he has to go.
Okay, sure. So my show and tell is a piece of Missouri Druzy quartz from Dustin Finds Rods.
Speaking of Dustin.
Yeah. If you guys want to trade with him, I'm sure he will love to do a trade. So just hit him up on Facebook or YouTube. But it has some really beautiful blue lace banding going on all around it. Whenever I saw this piece in our rock trade originally, I was blown away just by the crystal content on top. but then once I decided to work it, those like the before the I guess the more raw version, it was just like really weird looking like sandy structure on the outside, but once you were to grind it away, those laces just slowly coming out. This is mind blowing. It was very beautiful. And even though there's a little bit of damage right here on the corner where the crystal structure is, it doesn't really phase me because of the lace banding, and then the smoky tips on the quartz are just is just amazing. And
something I learned from Derek while I was in Florida. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but this is awesome and it could actually help. I learned, he taught me how to fix damage on crystals like that, and like especially in like Druzy coats and stuff like that. You actually just put a little dab of mineral oil onto it, and then you bake it at 350 degrees for 10 minutes, and that heat thins the mineral oil so that it flows into the crack surface. And when you pull it out, it literally, there's like, you can't even see where the cracks were or the damage on the crystal points was. It's crazy. It works so well. It works so well. Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome.
It works really well. I know. I'm going to be using it on a lot of stuff now that I know about that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that Druzy course that he pulls out, it takes an amazing polish, and it actually works. It works so easily too,
and it's so much fun.
Yeah.
So
Mayor.
He said he's gonna send me a little Christmas box of some better stuff, and that will be a future video too. So.
He sent me a message too, and he sent it to me on I think Tuesday or Wednesday. He messaged me, and like I just now saw it like when we were putting the podcast together, and I responded, I was like, I'm so sorry. Like I literally have all the notifications for all my apps turned off. So I'm not dodging people's messages right now. It's just I have not seen them. But yeah, he messaged me too, and I'm like, yeah.
Me also.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm so excited.
But yeah, sorry, Kurt, didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Oh no, I'm done.
Oh.
I'm just looking forward to that box and a new polishing video.
Well, thank you for your show and tell, Kurt. And
now go on, get. I'm sorry.
Now I think Kurt has still a couple of minutes.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Don't leave us, Kurt. Sorry, I just had to do that.
The other show and tell that we had from Crawdad. So it's actually Crawdad and Rusty. So this is a while back. I believe he said this when I was having issues with my my camera setup that I had. And because at that time I was using a broken broom handle to do like the overhead shots of like my footage, which I have now resolved. I got a nice tripod. Hey Rockhound podcasters, here are a couple pics of the modified base of my monopod. I simply replaced the metal spike / foot with a longer all-thread bolt with the same size and threads as the original. I filed the hex head to a point in my hand drill, leaving enough of a lip under the rubber foot / nut from being able to screw off the tip. I then screwed the rubber foot on the bolt and screwed and glued the bolt into the base of the pod. When the rubber foot is in all the way up to the position, I can stick it into the ground. In most cases, it is sufficient to hold all my weather point and shoot or my phone in a phone holder. This is good for stable shots, 2 hand digging shots, and walk-by videos. When the rubber foot is in the bottom position, pick 2, it gives traction to smooth surfaces and protects other things from inadvertent scratches and stabbings. I also added a ball socket head so I can easily point my camera where I want. The monopod in the last pic is exactly like mine, minus all the beautiful dirt and wear. It goes for $14 on Amazon, and the ball mount is just over $6. I keep my camera mounted on the monopod as I hike and carry the pod as a walking stick. I also use the setup for underwater shots and shots from above. It also makes for more stable walking videos if I hold it lightly and the pod hangs down and keeps the camera upright and level. I just need to be careful not to let the bottom bump into anything, which transmits sound into the camera. Of course, I also have all the benefits of more stable offhand shooting when using the monopod as intended, even helping to get clear photos in darker situations. Thanks for keeping the podcasts coming. Blessings to each of you, Crawdad and Rusty. Thank you for that idea, Crawdad
cool.
and Rusty, a while back. For those that are working on a budget, that's perfect. So,
yeah.
Thank you for that tidbit. I don't know if you really wanted us to show that here on the podcast, but still, It's great information, and for those that are getting started, that's perfect. So again, thank you for that. So we still have a couple more show and tells. We have myself, Karen, and Theo's. So who wants to go first?
I think we should get into Theo.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that. I consent.
Finally.
It only took 38 podcasts. So we did some cool stuff in Florida. So we went to the beach once, which was fun. That should be I love doing shelling videos, but no, I'm the only one that likes them. So they do horrible. So I might hold on to that. Yeah, no, they do awful. It's just like 10 views. It's because I watched it 10 times. No. No. So but I really like sharing that content, and I know some people like it. So I'm thinking about holding on to those videos for members whenever that happens. Mm-hmm. Just because they're good videos, but I know the majority of people do not care in the slightest about shells, which is sad. People, everyone at home watching, if you live in a coastal area, go do some shelling. It's
public service announcement.
Yeah, be more into shells, people. If you like rocks, you like shells. They're like literally chemically the same thing as calcite. So
is that going to be your word of wisdom too?
Yeah, care more about shells. That is my words of wisdom. I don't even need to do them later. But anyway, and then Alexis and I went out one day and did some very lazy, not that great rock hunting. But the big one came in the form of going out with, past person on the podcast and good friend Wild Kyle and my
counterpart.
Yeah. Your
alter ego.
Your doppelganger.
Yeah.
And my new very good friend, Derek the Rockmaster. They took me out to the calcite clam site. And we found
the
crazy
calcite
stuff.
clam site.
Yeah, it rhymes and that just makes it better.
Yeah.
These things are crazy. If you've never seen these, what are you doing?
She's taking a drink.
I mean, that works in both places, I guess. Yeah, that was a similar situation to me being shushed or told to stop. I mean, I guess it was. Anyway, though, these are amazing. So these are fossilized clams. They're 2 trillion years old. No, 2 million. That was a joke in my video, and I cut it because I was running out of time. So. They're 2 trillion years old. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm getting way off topic.
No way.
My brain is like all over the place tonight. So these are 2 million year old. The problem, Kurt, is I don't think I've had enough caffeine. I've just had. I need more coffee to level everything out. So these are 2 million year old. That would be Pleistocene, right? Miocene? Probably Miocene. I can't remember.
No, did you say 2?
2, yeah.
Definitely
so probably,
not Miocene. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
Pleistocene then.
Yeah.
So, 2 million year old. These are clam shells. And what happened is they would break, and at some point they got filled with very, very calcium-rich sediment. And over time, this happens.
That's
what?
Pretty.
Get out of here.
So jammy.
Yeah, it's so jammy. Like, it's ridiculous.
It's a shell full of jelly.
It is. Like I said in the video, this is a combination of 3 of my absolute favorite things, and that's shells, crystals, and fossils all in one singular package, and it's amazing. I love it so much. And I just made sure to send a picture of with a flashlight on this. This thing literally all the way from surface all the way to the other side is filled with calcite. So when you put a light on it, the whole thing just glows like a light bulb. It's crazy.
Beautiful.
Wow.
We found a bunch of those. This is actually one that I treated with the this is actually one that I treated with the mineral oil. Wow, why was that word hard to find? And yeah, you'd never be able to tell that there was damage on it at any point. Like it took all of those white spots away.
Yeah, but it looks like jelly. Yeah.
It's crazy. This one I still need to do it too. But we didn't just find clams. We found whelks. like actual whelk shells.
Yeah,
And
when I was watching the video and you were
Nice.
like, "It's a whelk," I was like, "Get out!"
Yeah, I know.
Ah, I wanna
And they're
be
so
there.
nice.
They're
And I
so
sent
cool.
pictures so that you could see. You can actually really see the center coil in this one. I don't know if you're going to be able to
Yeah.
see it with the zoom camera, but in the pictures you can. And we found, I think I came away with like 6 whelks that day, and they're all still
What?
whole. So I need to actually go over. Speaking of Drogon, shout out to Kim, my good friend Kim. Need to go over there and let Drogon eat some whelks, because these are best shown when they're cut in half. You will not
Wow.
see any of the way that they're shaped. You won't see the majority of the crystals because all of them are inside of the inner coil. So you really have to cut them open. Otherwise, you just have a lumpy rock until they get cut open.
Oh man,
this
I'd
one's-
be so nervous to cut that.
I know, right? I know. And, like every time I found one, I'm like, "Oh, this is amazing!" And Derek's like, "Yep, it'll be better when you cut it." And I'm like, "I don't know if I could cut it." And it's like, "Well, it's a paperweight until you do." Speaking of Derek, he gave me this from his private collection, and oh my gosh, this has to be the nicest calcite clam I've ever seen in my life. So
Did we just become best friends?
dude,
Yeah.
straight up, like, it was pretty much that way the whole day. So we were like nerding out about stuff because he actually works at a planetarium. So like
Oh, no
right off the
way.
bat, we're nerding out about
Dream
space
job,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, yeah. And then we're nerding out about rocks. And then we're nerding out about fossils. Like, dude, I think we're best friends now. I don't know if you're aware of this, but
That's great.
this thing is incredible. So it is a monster clam, and it's probably not going to show very well. I'm trying to see if I can get some sparkles to. It's got a little, really, really light coat of like druzy. It's so bright. It's like not here. If I shade it, there we go. See the little tiny bit of sparkles on the edge right there?
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
cooperative.
Yep.
Yes, Theo.
Yeah, but here's the nice part.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, look at that mall.
And it is
That's beautiful.
filled with dogtooth calcite.
Wow.
Absolutely filled.
That's
So many
crazy.
crystals.
That's
Like
so cool.
hundreds of crystals. And those are just 3. One given, but the other 2 I found. I have a whole lot more that got brought home from Florida that I still need to get through. I want to polish one, which I did already. I don't know why. I was like, I want to polish one. Oh, wait, I did do that already. I've already polished one. I should have brought that for show and tell.
Caffeine speaking.
I think it's just sleep deprivation speaking
Yeah,
at this point. It's like, go take a nap, sir. Oh, wait, no, it's 9:20. That's not a nap. That's just going to bed.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
was that
it's
you?
really cool. What?
Was that your alarm?
There's an alarm?
Wait, what? You were
Are you talking? I'm so confused right now. Was that your timer?
Oh, was that okay? I wasn't sure if that was me or if that was someone else, because all my other alarms went off and didn't make a noise. And then you were talking about, oh, it's just 9:20. I was like, oh, that was his alarm. And then
Oh.
I don't know. I'm really confused. But,
Well, I was saying I should take a nap, but then I wanted to look and see what time it was. It's like, yeah, at 9:20, I ain't taking a nap. I'm just going to bed. What was I saying? I'm too airheaded for this. You guys.
It's okay.
I'm gonna jump out. I gotta get ready to leave.
Well,
But
thank you,
yeah.
Kurt, for your show and tell and for joining us tonight. And
On the spot, words of wisdom.
on the spot. Okay. So when someone tells you a location to go hunt, or you read it in a book, don't always just trust the book or just trust that person, because I've been told about many locations to go hunt in Rockhound that are either private or claimed or just
Illegal.
like, yeah, illegal. Like there was like talking about septarian nodules. Someone told me about this place out near Fruita, Colorado, where you can find septarians, but it's actually a conservation area. And so just always do your extra research and just double, triple check your location, call the BLM office, call state parks, or if it's near state park, and just make sure it's public and you have all access to go and hunt there. So yeah,
Absolutely.
that's my words of wisdom.
it's
Great
amazing
wisdom.
word of wisdom.
Yes.
Yeah,
Quit off the top of my head. Thanks, Theo.
of course. Dude, that's the secret. We just got to put each other on the spot.
Yeah.
I'll see you later, Kurt.
Okay. Had a lot of
Kurt.
fun.
Thank you.
Yep. Peace out. See you in a bit later.
Okay. So, we're glad you made it back safe and sound from Florida, and you got some amazing specimens to add, hopefully, to your collection at home. You don't really have a rock collection at home.
Yes, they will be coming home soon. But I actually have one more that I haven't showed you all yet. And this thing's crazy.
4, you said.
Yeah, it was gonna be 7, but then I was like, man, they're gonna get mad. They're gonna get mad at me if I keep bringing all this stuff.
Yeah,
so for the next
podcast
5 weeks,
settle in for another hour.
Right? Yeah. So for the next 5 weeks, I'm gonna be bringing Florida specimens for show and tell.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, we're fine with that.
So when I got back home, waiting at the shop was a box from Derek the Rockmaster, and he sent me a huge box filled to the top with agonized coral.
Oh, I was hoping that you'd bring one of those. Oh my gosh, look at that.
And it's the really nice black and blue stuff. And this is definitely not going to show on the Zoom camera, but everywhere where it's really dark. Let me see if I can get my overhead.
I would
lights
love to have some black coral.
It's amazing. It's so much prettier in
Kyle
person.
said to
it's
the
crazy.
universe.
Right?
And Santa and everybody listening.
It's really hard to see, even when you're not like looking through that camera. But the lighter spots right here actually has a super paper thin, really subtle druzy coat. And those lines right in here and over here is actually velvet.
No,
wow.
It's so cool.
Velvet Druzy, get
That's
out
so
of
cool.
here. Just stop it. You're killing me.
It's so cool. Yeah, I will be bringing more for show and tell in the coming weeks because this is like some of my favorite stuff on the planet. And oh my gosh, they're so nice.
And that was in the box.
Like, this is
that was in his bonus box.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Lucky.
You're a cool dude, Derek.
I know. Derek's awesome. He should come on the podcast at some point.
Okay. Hey, Derek, come on the podcast sometime.
Derek, come hang out with us.
Yeah. and bring some coral to show. I want to see more with Druzy.
Dude, Derek has like world-class collection. It's crazy.
I'm sure. Yeah, if he's just tossing you clams, big old clams with like, dog tooth, capsite, and Druzy on it.
Yeah, dude, it's so much fun hanging out with those guys. They're such good people.
Yeah.
Just like most rockhounds.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. So, thank you for your show and tell, Theo. And again, welcome back. And hopefully you keep them coming. Yeah, we want to see more.
I will definitely keep them coming. There will absolutely be more.
Karen, what do you got?
All right. Well, like I said, I've been churning out a bunch of jewelry and lapidary.
Me too.
Yeah. So weird. Same with Kyle. So cutting and polishing and setting and in a strange sort of timing for an order, I got a little space of time because I had to put some of my orders on hold for an order coming in from a company to one of the jewelry distributors. And so I got to play a little bit. And so I actually I made another Viking weave necklace that I'm still addicted to. I'm still addicted to the Viking weave part of it, but this one kind of has a story to it. And so it's a piece of graveyard point plume agate that I actually carved. And it's got these trees of marcasite. And so the plume loves to happen, but also the minerals display themselves in different ways. They grow in different ways in that plume agate there. And this marcasite forms these weird, like tree-like, almost dendritic spires. And so this one has that, and it's got this mist. And so it looks like a misty forest. And then up the trail is so that's this guy, and I hand carved it. And then up here we have a thunder egg from not the opal bed, but the blue bed, which is nearby the opal bed where opals also happen. And so it's pink opal and rhyolite. And so it looks like a rhyolite peak with a blushing pink dawn behind it. And so the trail leads up to that. And then the setting is silver with all trails leading to the peak of the mountain. And
That's
so
cool.
it's like a journey. Yeah. And so when I think we were talking earlier during the show and tell, where you have a piece that's like it's coming together, and sometimes it's when the stone is happening and you're just like, oh yeah, this is what this story wants to be, and you're reminiscing about the story. We mined that plume agate from Graveyard Point and the thunder egg from Richardson's Rock Ranch. And so you're pulling it out of the ground and it's got its story there, and then it becomes like another story, and then you send it off for somebody to wear in a whole nother story. And I don't know, I think that is, it's compelling. It makes me keep on doing it as opposed to when I had quit before, because it didn't seem like the stones that I was buying, en masse, say at like Gem Show and stuff like that, like they didn't have their stories with them.
Yeah.
And it was too mass produced.
Mhm.
And so like one at a time, and the things having their own individual thing going on. I think that's exciting. And so that's what that was about.
You did a fantastic job, as always.
Yeah. Man, your show and tell doubled as your words of wisdom.
Shoot, and I have some of those too. So, but they're connected. So
all right. Well, what you just said was my words of wisdom.
Okay.
I claim that. Just repeat it verbatim. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, play it back, Kyle.
Yeah. But like pitch it down.
Oh yeah, slow it down. So yeah, it's movie guy.
Yeah.
Slow it down.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank you for your show and tell, and again, amazing work as always. Of course, that's kind of to be expected from an artist.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you.
And I guess that comes back down to me. My show and tell is super easy. So I got a box from one of our subscribers here to the podcast, and also from my channel. She made me this awesome shirt.
Look at that. Go, Mary.
And I'll post another picture here over our faces. But it was so cool to get like a customized shirt, like specifically for me. Like that was such an awesome gift to get, and I can't thank Mary Beth enough for like that gift. It was so cool, and also the cool decal. And I'm so torn because like I want to put it on my truck, but at the same time it's so cool. It's like I wonder if I should just frame it, because it's like it's sparkly.
Yeah, like the fire obsidian, she said, right?
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe I should just like maybe frame it and just put where the fire obsidian's at. It's hard.
I vote for that.
Okay, I'll just do that then. But yeah, it's such a cool gift, and I had to contain myself because I saw the package as soon as I got home. Like I really want to open this like right now, but I want to be able to record it. And I want to try something different too. So I had to track down my old broken cell phone that I don't get rid of my cell phones. Like I don't give them back to the cell phone stores to refurbish and then get more money back on. It's like, no, this is a paid off phone. I'm just going to keep it.
I have every phone that I've ever had.
They make
So
good
I'm
data
right there with
slaves. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the screen is pretty damaged from that one rock that I sat on, but the camera works just fine. So it actually worked out really great. And yeah, just the gift itself was super cool, and I can't say thank you enough for that. That was so neat.
You can go watch the video. Kyle made a video about that, and I love how sincere your whole, like, you exuded this totally sincere excitement through that. That was really good.
It's something about customized gifts. Like you can't get any more thoughtful than that, because
You can't.
it's not just like a gift card or like a food treat. I mean, yeah, if it's like home baked goods, different story. But like if it's something that's not like mass produced, like there's extra thought and care that's been put into it. And so huge thank you from myself, and that was awesome. So that's my show and tell.
Thank you for that. That was awesome.
So now
thank you for thanking him.
Thank you for the thank you, like acknowledging the thank yous, the gratification of that.
Should we just keep this ball rolling for a while?
No.
Kyle, please don't.
Theo and I could actually.
Yeah, just keep this going.
So let's get into words of wisdom.
Who's more wise? Theo, do you want to go?
I mean, Mark Rober's pretty wise. Not that Mark Rober, but a different one. I had a really good one, and I don't remember how I worded it now. I think of these ahead of time and then either forget them entirely or I don't forget the way I want to remember them. So it was essentially, you will fail 100% of the things you never attempt.
Yep.
Yes.
So yeah, not too long ago, actually fairly recently, as some would say it. I guess the same thing. Anyway, I finally stuck my toes into the world of prong settings, and I'm like, dude, why the heck did I wait so long to do this? Because now I actually can use all of my faceted stones, and which lit a fire to go facet even more stones. Because now I'm like, ooh, okay, I got to make stones specifically this size. So yeah, there's a new rabbit hole coming for sure. If that wasn't, I mean, anyway, I'm not gonna get into it because we're doing lots more of that in the very coming future. But
I'm so
it was one of those
excited about
things.
that rabbit setting.
Seriously, it's gonna be the rabbit setting.
Yes, the hole for the gem. You know,
I have to do that now. But it was one of those things. I mean, I've been making rings for like 8 years now. Never once made a prong setting in that entire time, just because it was like a world that I didn't understand and was intimidated by. And then the first one I make with a faceted stone, I'm like, okay, that went very smoothly and easily, and why the heck wasn't I doing this sooner? So yeah, if you don't try it, of course you're not going to do it or be able to pull it off because you never gave it a try. So stop waiting and just do stuff, like I guess, but worded nicer and more eloquently than I just said.
Do stuff and do stuff. Yeah.
Spoken with the thickest New York or Boston accent you could possibly come up with.
Well done.
Man, I've been gone for a while, and then I come back and I'm like this, and I'm sure everyone at home is like, "Yup, he's back."
Yes, he's back.
This is what we missed. Back again.
Theo's back.
But you could have dropped that mic if it wasn't attached. Like
just rip it off.
Nice.
Well,
those are my words.
Well, thank you for the words of wisdom, Karen.
Yes.
What do you got?
Basically, I figured out, don't let your knee be a jerk. And so we have these like knee-jerk reactions where we're absolutely confident about our reaction to a situation and that it's right. And what happened was my jewelry supplier, I mentioned it before, I found out through a third party that I was not going to be getting my jewelry order until probably after Christmas. And I have these clients that are waiting for my stuff dependent upon that jewelry order. And I was like, no way. And my knee-jerk reaction was anger and a little anxiety and whatnot. And so, but that's what happens to you. And you think you know what's going to happen. You think you know the deal. And so I took that quintessential double breath in and a long breath out a few times over. And I was like, okay, what do we do? There's got to be something. If I want to not like just freak out and blame the world for bad things, there's got to be something I could do. And so I called in and kindness with the like, attracting bees with sugar.
Catch
and
more
not-
flies with honey than you do vinegar.
Yeah. So, I had a really like lovely conversation with somebody like first thing on Monday morning, when nobody wants to hear from anybody and they haven't had their coffee yet. And I'm like, somebody with a problem, and how can we change this? And how can I get higher up in the queue so that I get my order? Because, like we are having shipping issues, all over the entire, US and otherwise. And so I found out though that I could fix it. I didn't freak out. I didn't have negative or whatever. I fixed it, and I'm getting my order tomorrow.
Nice.
And so I can fulfill my end of the bargain with my the orders that I have. And so I think that just the words of wisdom were like, my knee-jerk reaction was, stress and doom. And I would have eaten it, like I would have like sent out the emails to or phone calls to my customers, like, it's not going to happen this year. And they probably would have understood. But a bottom line is, you don't know, pursue some possibilities, like the pursuit. And so, just the finish of the story is just don't let your knee be a jerk.
No, that's a good one.
Love that.
That kind of ties into my words of wisdom a little bit. So I actually had a few words of wisdom, but I'm going to stick with one for right now. I'm sure I'll probably forget the other ones later. But we kind of live in a day and age where the please and thank yous are becoming far and few in between. And that is one of my biggest pet peeves is the lack of common courtesy as far as wording goes. If someone comes up to me and is like, hey, do this, like, did you forget the words please and thank you? Because those failed to come out of your mouth.
Who do you think you're talking to?
It's kind of like one of those, if like someone comes up to you, you have a cup of coffee or whatever you're drinking, and you just like stop and like, do you care to start over? Please. Thank you. But no, that's my frustration. And use please and thank you. It goes a long ways. It's just two additional words you to add to a sentence. You're not kissing butt. You're not polishing apples. It's just a simple common courtesy of please and thank you. So you're not seeming, very demanding of whoever you're talking to. Manners 101. Mind your P's and Q's. But I guess the second word of wisdom I kind of want to add in there really quick is don't panic. Because if you panic, like Karen said, things may not end as well as you would hope. Just like this week with my job, I'm still learning some things. So scheduling move-ins and stuff with memory care opposed to the normal rental setting of your normal basic rental house, it's way different. There's much more steps involved, and I made the mistake of scheduling 3 move-ins almost back to back, and everyone else is panicking, and I'm sitting there nonchalantly like, oh, why are you guys all freaking out?
Sorry, I slammed you.
And but it was learning experience, and I wasn't worried because I'm figuring things typically work out. It's not a big deal, and sure enough, things did work out, and I'm glad I didn't like mentally panic because it's fine. Things work out. They always do, and they did. And now I know that for future reference to schedule things out a different way. So it just helps not to panic, because the other thing is too, if you panic, other people panic.
Yeah, it's infectious.
You have to be that rock.
Yeah, and like if
be the rock.
Yes, and if you have the I don't know, the agita, like the really intense energy, like I knew if I came at that lady, I would have gotten a different answer, with like the wrong energy on Monday morning, like before she had enough coffee, like maybe no would have been the answer. And so, like you said, don't stress, don't panic, and be the
I'm called Mile Kyle for a reason.
be easy. Yeah. There you go.
But I think
before we wrap up completely, I just wanted to point out this crazy lens flare on me right now.
Yeah.
That's enjoyable.
Yeah. Enjoy that, everyone.
That lens flare, that's for all
if only
you.
We could put that like in full screen,
Yeah, right.
Look at this. Check out Theo's halo.
Oh, I was going to say the exact same thing. You beat me to it.
Also, I'd like to point out that I'm covered in red rouge, so
it's okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I am actually. Yeah.
I mean, you've got some really nice color. Like, I'm always washed out because the computer screen is like reflecting. Yeah. And so I look like, a stranger color than dead. You look great. Like, you really
whoa.
There we go. You're a different shade of dead than me, but like,
I think I'm a different shade if I take my hat off. It's just the hat perfectly shades the face because I have a bright overhead light like right above me. But yeah, no, I'm actually covered in red rouge right now.
That is so funny. What are you rouging? What are you polishing?
Actually, I was doing it with the rings, and it works so well.
The rings, yeah.
The rings.
Yeah, rouge is for that, for sure.
Rouge is my favorites. But yeah, I waited to do all 3 of the buffing, so I had all 3 rings to buff at once. So I go heavy with the
buffing
the
rings.
Yeah, buffing rings.
Heavy.
Those rings were cruising for erosion.
Erosion.
Yeah, erosion. Oh my gosh.
We're so wise at the end of the podcast today.
Right, I know. Dude, Kurt is missing all of my zingers. And that upsets.
What? He would be impressed.
Yeah.
We just need like that square. You should just leave it there, Kyle.
I wish I could. I can't.
Smiling.
Yeah, the picture of him smiling.
Yeah.
Pop that in there.
He would still be impressed. Yeah.
I agree. But that's
right, sorry, all viewers. I'll stop rambling so we can end this. So anyway,
coffee.
Okay.
Yeah. Little tangent there.
Yeah.
But that's going to end our words of wisdom and basically the end of everything. Well, not really the end of everything. Podcast is over.
This is the last podcast.
Just this week.
Don't panic.
No
that is our last podcast for the week of December, whatever the date is. I forgot.
Yeah, the 9th.
Karen, if you would be so kind to please take us out.
Wait, I don't know if I can follow that.
Unhinged madness that I just spewed.
I think we just took ourselves out really hard.
I know.
But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody out there. Make sure to leave us in the comments where you're viewing from and join us on the Discord. You can check us out in the link in the description, rockhoundroundtable@gmail.com. Keep rocking, and we will see you next week. See ya.
Rock on.